Okay, so this is going to be the foundation basic workout. This is the one that's the basic workout, has the 5 exercises to be done anywhere from 3 days a week upwards of 5 days a week, maybe more. But I wanted to make this video so this way I can help everybody, my clients and myself even, go through the process of repeating the foundation on a day-to-day and just follow this rather than actually having to go through the book. All right, so you're going to stand with your feet about just wider than shoulder width. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by just hinging forward. And from here, we're going to hinge forward. I'll show this from the side view, probably a little bit easier. And then we're going to basically bring our arms back into our hold position here, squeezing our shoulder blades back. So when you're standing here, feel that stretch in the hamstrings, feel your weight in your heels. The more you push your butt back and away from you, you'll sink into your heels and you'll feel that hamstring stretch. Activate your erector spinae, keep your neck long, and try to basically pull your shoulders back and away and sink your shoulder blades into your back pockets. And we're going to hold here for 15 seconds. And basically 15 seconds is the equivalent of about 3 deep, long breaths. And after that, we're going to hold and we're going to bring our arms forward and drive our arms as high as we can, thumbs facing the sky. And again, we're going to hold here for about 15 seconds or about 3 breaths. Your lower back should already start to be feeling it, especially if you're keeping. You should be able to wiggle your toes without them being on the ground. And then after 15 seconds, we're going to slowly lower over. Again, keeping your weight in your heels and walking your fingers forward. Again, you should still be feeling that stretch in your hamstrings, but your goal is to get the butt back. 1 or so breaths there, and then we're going to slowly slide up with a flat back, shins, hands on the shins, and you're going to breathe here for a couple of breaths. And then we're going to slide up to the knees, and then we're going to start that position again, driving our shoulders back, and you're going to hold here, nice flat back, feel your lower back starting to really, really activate. And then after a couple of breaths here, we're going to drive those arms forward again. Try to, again, get your arms as high as you can, thumbs up high. Breathe into your diaphragm. Feel your lower back. This will be the position that really gets the lower back. For your breaths. And then we're going to round over. Well, I guess not round over, but fold over, and again, walk your fingers forward, heels back. And we're going to do it one more time. I'm going to do it 3 times. And then I'm going to come up, hands on thighs, flat back. That little fold over gives your back a little bit of a break. Shoulders back, even when you're doing this. And then we're back into that. Again, check your toes. If you can wiggle your toes and keep your weight in your heels, push your butt back as far as you can. Then you'll feel that stretch in your hamstrings. That means your glutes and your hamstrings are doing the work here. And then you're going to rock those arms forward, thumbs up. For again, like 15 seconds. And by the 3rd set through this, back should be nice and tired here. And for the final one, generally in the book it says about 20 seconds. So I know I said 15, but for the final one here, it's 20 seconds, and then you'll get your break, and then you can drop your arms, and you can slowly come out of that. Okay, so that's the first one. That's the foundation. I don't think I missed anything here. All right, so then now let's go into the back extension. And basically, on this one, we're going to start in basically a Superman position. I'm keeping my notes here so I don't forget anything. We're going to start in a Superman position. Arms are up like your Superman. Your feet are flat on the ground. They stay flat on the ground the entire time. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw our arms back. And your hands are going to be basically just outside your face here. And we're going to peel the chest off the ground, pulling your shoulder blades back. Elbows are going into your back pockets. And then you're going to basically kiss the ground. And then repeat, come on back up. And he has it set for 15 reps here. And I'm doing breath out on the way up. and in on the way down, because it allows me to create some room in my diaphragm. Because if I breathe in on the way up, it feels a lot tougher in order to get to that range, and it feels like I'm choking myself. And I think I've done 5 here, and so I'm going to go 10 more. It's hard to talk and then also do these, so I'm messing up my breathing. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more. My lower back is burning. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is we're going to go into the adductor. It's the same basic premise. From what I gather, the upper body, everything stays the same except your knees and your feet will be touching, and your heels basically will be touching. And you will lift your feet off the ground about 6 inches or 45 degrees in the shins off the ground. But the upper body stays the same. Again, you're kissing the ground. And you're going to peel up and you're going to squeeze. Now for this, he only has 1 rep of this. So he says to hold it for about 20 seconds. I'm going to do it twice. And so I'm going to peel up and squeeze my knees and my feet together as hard as I can. I can feel that adductor actually happening. Adductors are the muscles inside your legs, pulling your legs together. And then relax. I think that was about 15 to 20 seconds. He has it set for about 10 to 20 seconds. You might get a cramp or something like that. If you do, just kind of like, jiggle your legs a little bit and then come on back in. All right. So I'm going to pick my feet up about 6 inches off the ground, 45 degrees, peel up, squeeze my legs together, and I'm going to try to put my elbows in my back pocket, squeezing the legs. According to the book, the harder you squeeze, the more you get out of it. And down. Good. All right, so the next one is going to be the child pose, or the kneeling founder. For this one, actually, I think he also has you lying face down. Yep, face down. And we're going to start in basically Superman position. Your toes will be down. And then we're going to put the hands on the ground and you're going to walk back. I'm just going to adjust just for the angle. We're going to walk back into child's pose. And the child's pose he has for 15 seconds. So that'll be the equivalent of about 3 breaths. We're tractioning that lower back a little bit. It feels good because we've been working it a bit hard. And then from there, we're gonna walk up, and we're gonna bring it to our arms back, and we're gonna hold. You're gonna bring your butt to heels, and then you're gonna basically bring your arms back here, and you're gonna hold basically just like that founder position. The lower back is working. The more forward you are without your feet coming off the ground, the better, because the more work that's happening in your lower back. And you're going to hold there for 15 seconds. And then you're going to lift the arms up here. And you're going to try to maintain that posture here. Again, it's basically the same as founder, but you're doing it kneeling. And then you're going to hold here for 10 seconds. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come back, relax, and I think you would go through it. It only has it, again, 1 time through, but I guess what we're going to do is we're going to bring it back, and I'm going to do it 1 more time. And I'm going to breathe here. And again, actually I was wrong. The child pose was 20 to 30 seconds. This position is 10 to 15. So anywhere from 2 to 3 breaths. I'm letting my head drop too much. I'm looking at my notepad. And then I'm going to bring my arms up. And my back is on fire right now. And then I'm going to drop my arms. And I'm going to come into child's pose for just a moment just to get a little bit of traction in there. And stretch. Okay. And then I'm going to come on out. And I'm going to go into my lunge position now. So this entire thing should take about 10 to 15 minutes, according to the book. I don't know that the video is lasting that long as it is. We're just coming up on, I think, 15 seconds or 1 minute or 10 minutes here. Okay, so the next one is the lunge. I guess it's easier to see from this position. I'll move if I need to. Back heel is off the ground. What you're looking for here is, it's not a lunge or even like kind of like a warrior pose. You're not going to feel it. You shouldn't feel it in the quad. What you should feel is, you should feel your hamstring stretch and a hip flexor stretch. So like I could feel my hamstring is quite long here. And then I'm going to come up, as I find this position, I'm going to come up here, and then I'm going to lean towards or in the same direction as the leg that's forward. So I'm going to lean here. What I'm looking for is a stretch in my hip flexor, arms up, lean, and I'm going to take about 3 to 4 breaths here. And I'm looking for nice activation or stretch in my hip flexor. You can adjust your feet if you need to. Keep the hips square. Don't let the hips rotate on you. And then you're going to come out. And then you're going to swap it to the other side. And again, try to get that stretch in the hip flexors here. The leg can be a little bit farther out. And that's going to come into like when you're doing a little more forward lunging and stuff, or sort of hinging. But that's later in other ones of his workouts. But we're going to go here. I feel the hip flexor stretch on this side. My arms come up. Take a breath and then lean. And my left side just is tighter, so I feel it more on this side. Keep the arms active. You can clasp the hands together if you want. I've seen them do that in the videos. And then you can come on out of there after about 3 or 4 breaths. And then let's go back to the other side, just because we're doing this, and I'll face in this way so you can see it from here. The back leg is not locked out, but it's, you know, it's kind of pushing back to create more tension in that hip flexor. And then I'm going to go arms up, and then I'm going to lean to my right, to my left, to stretch out the right side. I can clasp that wrist and help pull that arm through to create a little more tension. Good stretch in the hip flexor. Okay, and now let's switch it out. Nice and slow. You don't have to rush through any of this. If you feel like you want to spend more time there too, I would imagine that that's totally fine as well. Arms up. I'm going to lean, grab my wrist, pull myself through. Definitely tighter on this side. I could feel it all the way down my hip flexor into my abdominal wall. Even my obliques just a bit. I did have hernia surgery on that side, so maybe that's why. Long time ago, over a decade. One more breath. Okay, and that's it. That's all 5 exercises. If you could take as much time as you need to all throughout that as you feel you need it. Otherwise, that's enough to repeat on a 3-day-a-week rotation. Okay.